Hello guys, and welcome to another One Piece card game duel. On the left I'm playing Purple Luffy, and on the right I have my same friend from the Enel video playing Red Purple Law. This matchup is actually very difficult because both purple decks are just messing with each other's Don or their own Don to see like who can get ahead. It's just funny because like for Purple Luffy he strives on being ahead on Don, but for the Red Purple Law he likes to stay low on Don because that's just, you know, he can fully operate his entire deck at like 3 to 5 Don. So it's a really weird matchup. But I won the die roll and I decided to, no, I think he won the die roll and he decided to go first. Yeah, and so first turn he taps one, plays Gordon just to establish this easy free minus 3k. I take my 2 Don and I just pass it over to him. I did 2 times speed this video because it's actually a very long duel. There's a lot of thinking for us to do here. He swings 5, I go ahead and counter this with 1 law. I don't think he's gonna let me get the hand rip, I'm just gonna be honest. And I think he knows the same thing. I use Luffy effect to ramp, and I get the kid here, but I'm trying to decide what I want to do on my 5 Don turn here. I don't want to play anything that he can easily remove, so I just kind of want to throw something at him that I'm okay with removing. Also to keep my hand size down. But you know, while I'm making this decision, I want to know, out of the 3 structure deck 10 leaders, who's your favorite between the Law, Kid, and Luffy? I'm curious. My favorite one is the 6k Luffy. I like that 6k stat line. I'm a bit of a Whitebeard player, so I do like that. But getting back to the game, I go ahead and I drop the 4-cost Uta because it doesn't minus any of my Don, and I'm okay if he removes this. It also forces him to use Don before he starts swinging, so I know his Don, or like his swings won't be anything that I need to take. And I did also swing 6, and he took that. So let's see. On his turn, he doesn't have the law effect, the character law effect live yet because we have equal Don at this point. We're both at 5. So he's gonna go ahead and he's gonna minus 3k with Gordon effect with Uta. And he's going to play 3 Don because I think he wants to get his minus effect so that way he can actually get a search. So he bottom decks with leader effect, plays another law, and he swings 6 into life, gets his search. So let's see what he decides to get here. I believe it's only Heart Pirates, and it does kind of suck. I see he has 2 queens there. So he goes ahead, picks up a law, and I know it's coming, so that way I know that I have to make sure my hand doesn't get up to 7. I do give him a 2k swing, or a 2k counter, and he swings 6 again, and I'm like, man, I don't really want to take life, but I kind of have to. Looks like I get a trigger and I contemplate it, and it was a double finger I see. Yeah, I didn't think it was worth dropping the card, especially if he's going to keep swinging 6. At 7 Don here, I play Poly, pop his unrested Law, ramp the Don, and I go ahead and swing 6 into the rested Law because I want to, again, it's weird because I need to get cards out of his hand and I'm afraid that he's just going to take his life and I'm not going to actually be able to go for game. And I want to be able to drop the Kaido and make sure these swings actually go through when I'm doing all the little swings and the big Kaido swing because I do have him in hand and I'm like planning for this late game turn. So let's see, he goes 5, goes ahead and does a search because he is under the amount of Don that I have. Again, this is the weird part about the matchup, like he wants to stay low and I want to stay high, so when I drew this Magellan I was like, this Magellan doesn't really help me here, plus he can just bottom deck it. I give him a 2k counter with a 5k swing and he swings 5 again and I just take this one because I'm actually running out of counter and I don't really want to drop these blocker kids for counter if I can actually keep them. He plays the Law, minuses the Poly, but it's not at 3k, so he can't actually get rid of it. So I swing 6 into a Searcher Law. And let's see, he gives me a 2k counter. And I'm like, man, okay, I really wanted to clear this, but it's okay. I have 10 Don here, so I go 5 into it because I want to bleed his hand out. I know he's going to defend the character, and I know that I can remove it anyway. So I drop the Kaido here. I minus the 5, and I go pop his unrested character and then swing into his rested character so that way I can clear his whole board. And now I know if anything happens, I'm going to be taking exactly 1 swing. I don't want to take too much more. So that's why I made it a priority to clear off all 3, because 3 swings and no counter in hand looks really bad for me. He plays the Beppo. I asked him what it did. He was like, it gives me a rested Dawn if I have less Dawn than you. But we counted the Dawn. I'm like, oh yeah, because I Kaido'd this turn, it actually doesn't get anything. But it's fine. He's just going wide here. And let's see. He goes ahead and he Gamma Knifes, bringing the poly down to 1 because it's a minus 4k. He minuses his Dawn, and then he swings, I believe, into life here. Yes, he swings in life. I give him a 2k counter. He brings down the poly, and then he drops Zoro and swings 5. And I was like, dang. I wanted to keep these kids, but there's no way I can go below 2 life. So I do give him a kid, and I go ahead and start my turn. Let's see. So now I know I can clear the Zoro, which isn't the problem. The problem is the unrested Beppo. So I go ahead and clear the Zoro because I know no matter what that's going to happen. I use Kid because I just want extra defense to force him to put cards onto his characters. And I know he's going up to 4 Dawn, so his Dawn is going to get stretched thin this turn. I only have 2k counter in hand. It looks like I have a Magellan, a 7 cost Kid, and 5 Kid, and Queen. So yep, only 2k counter. But it's good because I have this 6k. If he swings 6, I can easily 1k counter out. And that's exactly what ends up happening here. He goes 6 into my 6. I give him the other blocker Kid in hand, and he goes 6 again. And I go ahead and take this one because I really don't want to drop the Queen. The Queen is the only thing that's going to save me. I could probably draw a counter off of it. He's going to Gamma Knife the Kid, bring it down to 3, and I'm just crying. And I'm like, man, this Kid is the most easiest thing to remove in the entire game, I swear. But yeah, Law Effect, bottom decks it, gets out the Sachi Penguin and ramps 2 Rested Dawn. And now he's at 4 and he's going to go to 6, and I'm just like, gosh, this kind of sucks. I go ahead and I swing into the Beppo again. It's weird because usually with Luffy you want to just swing as much as you can into their life, so that way you can kill them before they get established. But in this matchup, I feel like I have to bleed his entire hand out before I can do anything else. But off the Queen, I did get the Sheep's Horn, and I'm like, man, this helps me live. So I go ahead and I rest his Sachi, and I go ahead and swing the whole 10 Kaido in, and I'm like, man, this just got really good. I do leave the Donna bluffing a Blast Breath if possible. I don't run that card though, but I don't know if he knows that. So we're just gonna do the bluff game. So he has no characters on board and I have 1 life left, so it just feels rough for me right now. I give him a 2k counter because he swings 6 in, and then he plays his own blocker, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I just got rid of the Sheep's Horn. This kind of sucks. So let's see what I decide to do here. But he does only have 2 cards in hand, and I'm hoping that I can force him to block. I swing 5 to see if I can get him to block with the Kid, because it's a free block. But I don't think he wants to get rid of the Kid yet. Then I go 10 into life, and I just want the Kid gone, but he's not giving it to me easily. Let's see what he decides to do here with the 10k swing. He might just take it. I don't think he has the counter to get out unless he's dropping every card in his hand. And yeah, he goes ahead and takes it. I think he's also like seeing if I'll swing the Queen, because if I swing the Queen and he gets out of it, it's good. But I do go 4 cost Law, 4 cost Page 1, just to go as wide as possible. I'm bluffing counter. Like, I'm so close to dying here, but I did want to establish 2 blockers for each one of his swings. So even with a Rush Zoro, I at least have 1 life. It's going to take 4 swings to get me this game. And he did take that last life, and I'm feeling good about it because I have so many bodies going wide here. He doesn't have enough Dawn to spam blockers to get past all of my swings. And I want to force him to use up a lot of his Dawn to remove my blockers. Yeah, right there he was telling me that he could have easily gone for game if it wasn't for me dropping a second blocker. He said the Law was the problem. And I'm scared here because I got no counter, and I'm just like, okay, if he swings, these guys are gone. He does the Fire Fist onto the Queen to bring it down to 2k. And he's thinking if he wants to use the ability here or not. And let's see what he decides. So yeah, he goes ahead and he does Yep, he goes Law Effect, because he can't swing, or I'm just going to give him the queen. He goes Law Effect, and he plays a Beppo, gets back to Arrested Dawn, and he's got to decide what he wants to do from here. I still have the Law, so I'm still pretty safe. And yeah, it's a rough situation for him to be in. I think he's only going to get one swing, and if he does only one swing, I'm just going to take it. Not a big deal. He's going to take the rest of his Dawn, and he's just going to do a really massive swing into maybe the Kaido? How much is this? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going 10? 10 into... He goes 10 into life. Oh yeah, I remember now. I looked at his 6k kit and I was like, only a 6k swing left? Alright, I'll take it. Bluffing that I have the 2k counter. And I actually drew the Kaido off of life. I mean, not off of life, off of the draw for turn. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's definitely game. I had to double check to make sure that Kaido could actually pop him. And he pops 6k. So I popped the Law, or I popped the kid, and I go ahead and swing for game. And yeah, it was a good game. Yeah, I'm explaining, I'm like, man, I had to go wide or I just lost. But yeah, really fun game. This matchup seems very close and very thought-inducing. Like, I have to play Luffy almost completely differently for this matchup because at any moment he could just spam the board and take me out. But yeah, good game. Everybody, you guys have a great one. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next match. Peace.